I'm Brian Greenslit, a corn and soybean farmer from Franklin, Minnesota. I've served on the Minnesota Soybean Research and Promotion Council for 8 years.
I'm Jon Zuk. I work as an agronomist in southeastern Minnesota at a local co-op. I grew up on a dairy farm in north central Minnesota.
I'm Kirby Schmidt, and I grew up on a farm just west of Marshall, Minnesota with my family. I chose a degree in agricultural education at the University of Minnesota. Our whole world is looking to our generation to step up and be the next generation of leaders. And what better way than to do it in agriculture? Because it is a profession that is so profound when you think about the impact. It's feeding people. It's a part of our clothes. It's even gone so far to be a part of our fuel source.
We have every desire to grow the safest and the cheapest, most abundant food supply in the world. And that's exactly what we're doing. Grains that we grow, primarily corn and soybeans in Minnesota, our #1 customer is the livestock industry. And the livestock industry is what creates what you're seeing right here. We keep the cattle fed, the hogs fed, and the turkeys fed. We also are heavily involved in the dairy industry and bring a multitude of dairy products to the American consumer.
A lot of the farmers are involved in their operation and they care strongly for it. They take pride in what they do, and it goes into their everyday life of waking up and making sure that that crop or those animals are well taken care of.
Fine example of the way that agriculturalists are looking to improve the way that we do things through science and research is right here at the University of Minnesota. And these plants are not simply just soybeans, they're a solution to improving the way that we produce our food in a natural way that, in the end, will be better for our environment.
When I'm out there walking that field in the summertime, I'm looking for specific areas where we can, if we're going to spray a crop protection product, we're going to put it on an area that needs it and not an area that's not. So in being economical about it and environmental, we're able to save those products from being applied to only where they're needed.
Technology that we're using in agriculture right now allows us to use a much lower level of inputs. We use GPS-controlled, site-specific equipment to apply fertilizer, the same as we use on our equipment that we use to control pests, whether it's insects that devour the crops or whether it's yield-robbing weeds that require herbicide. They are all GPS controlled, and we use the absolute minimum amount that's necessary to grow the crop that will feed the animals that will supply us with this bounty that's in this counter.
What needs to be understood is that we as agriculturalists share the same concerns as any other person does when it comes to environmental regulations and the relationship that it has to agriculture.
Farmers are consumers too. Farmers care about the things that consumers care about because we are consumers. Going into a grocery store, I want to see economical prices, I want to see safe food, that sort of thing. Same thing that any other consumer would want to have. And more so, I guess, taking pride in what we do, we care about it. We want to make sure that it's that way because we have a hand in making sure that it gets done the right way.
Right now, we're really making one thing in abundance in America, and that's food. If we regulate that out of business, we're going to be down to where we're not making hardly anything.
This is a planet that we share. It's an environment that we share. It's a food supply that we share. Agriculture is dedicated to making sure that it is a safe, consistent, and affordable product in the end.
The American farmer has a strong ethic about doing the right thing. They always have. And that ethic is going to continue.